Last season, the Carl-Anthony Towns-led Minnesota Timberwolves would finish the regular season 46-36, ending the season with the 7th seed of the Western Conference, earning their way into the play-in tournament. They would advance to the playoffs after a monstrous 30-point game from Anthony Edwards against the Los Angeles Clippers, as well as a career-high 12-rebound game from Patrick Beverley.
Oh, come on, man. Hey, they're going to burn the streets down. Come on, man. Who's not running behind him? Yo, who's the guy running behind him? Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. You cried. This is the play in. I mean, they should be happy if they won.
We remember them tears. In the playoffs, this season will come to an end after a 6-game series in the very first round against the Ja Morant-led number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies. Though as a team the Timberwolves will disappoint, rising star Anthony Edwards will leave fans with some hope, as well as prove that he is a force to come in this league after averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and is still in the block, while also becoming tied for the 3rd most points scored ever in the playoff debut behind only Luka Doncic and George McCann with his 36-point effort in Game 1. After the first round playoff loss, the Timberwolves front office will get right back to work drafting Auburn center Walker Kessler. We're going to cancel over the Timberwolves draft this past offseason. You'll find out why in a sec. Starting from the top. With the draft in the rear view, the Timberwolves are going to make arguably one of the biggest moves of the summer by trading guards Patrick Beverley, Malik Beasley, and Leandro Bolmaro for Jared Vanderbilt, draft rights to center Walker Kessler. Now you see why we skipped the draft, but let's keep going, there's more. And the team's first round draft picks for the years 2023, 2025, 2027, and 2029, with a 2026 first round pick swap thrown in the mix as well. For Rudy Gobert? This decision got mixed reactions from Wolves fans all around the world. Gobert, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year winner, spent his career up until the trade in Utah with the Jazz, where the team seen some success, led by him and guard Donovan Mitchell. Gobert recently has been taking a lot of criticism around the league as of late for his offensive game, or lack thereof per se.
What the fuck are you doing in the offseason, bro? Straight up.
Nothing.
No bullshit. Like, what is your workout?
You should have hooks, bro.
Shooting free throws.
You should have a floater.
Man, I was so mad at Rudy.
Which I can somewhat understand if you're talking highlights, but if we're talking the game, the man just came off of one of the best seasons of his career, all around. Last season, Gobert averaged 15.6 points, 14.7 rebounds, and 2 blocks per contest, finishing the season leading in the rebounds per game, as well as finishing in the top 3 in block shots per game. Though Gobert may not be the highlight monster the NBA once side of their season leaders, you can't deny this man's impact in the game on a night-in, night-out basis. Rudy Gobert being added to the Timberwolves gives them the much-needed push defensively they've been looking for. Gobert alongside Cat and Anthony Edwards in the front court will wreak havoc on opposing teams on a night-in and night-out basis. And the signing of Gobert also takes offensive rebounding pressure off of the best 3-point shooting big in the league, which can also lead to lanes for one of the best dunkers in the league. Man, this offense is going to be scary next season.
I'm in danger.
The signing of Rudy Gobert is a clear message from the Timberwolves front office that they are no longer rebuilding and are looked at to be clear contenders in this league with this lineup for the next several seasons. After the Gobert signing, the Timberwolves will go on to sign guards Brent Forbes and Austin Rivers, as well as forwards Eric Pascal and Kyle Anderson, who will look to create depth and fill the holes left with the departure of guards Pat Beverley, Malik Beasley, Leandro Bolmaro, as well as forward Jared Vanderbilt. Austin Rivers, Kyle Anderson, and Brent Forbes are all solid role players who've shown they can play both sides of the ball for the bench throughout their careers. And forward Eric Pascal, who's seen a consistent drop in averages across the board since his rookie season campaign for the Warriors, looks to provide some solid defense off of the bench when minutes become available. This offseason, the Timberwolves went all in on defense to help balance out the offensive talent that they have in their stars already. As of mid-September 2022, the starting lineup for the Minnesota Timberwolves would be D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards at guard, Jaden McDaniels and Carl-Anthony Towns at forward, and Rudy Gobert at center. With Jordan McLaughlin, Austin Rivers, Kyle Anderson, Naz Reid, Brent Forbes, Taurean Prince, Jalen Noel, CJ Ellaby, and Luke Garza providing depth for the bench. Now that we've already gotten an overview of last season and this offseason, let's get into how this new-look Timberwolves team looks headed into this season. First up at the guard position, we have no other than D'Angelo Russell. Last season, fans in the NBA finally got to see a healthy D'Angelo back in action for the majority of the season. Last few seasons have been tough for D'Angelo dealing with injuries, but things look to be on the up and up for the OSU alumni. Last season, D'Angelo Russell averaged 18.1 points, 7.1 assists, 3.3 rebounds, and a steal through 65 games. This is the most games he's played in the last 5 years. And if he can replicate or exceed his production next season, opposing defenses are going to be in for a world of trouble. Though D'Angelo only averaged 18 points per game last season, don't sleep on the man's production. In a season filled with constant lineup and role changes, hot and cold streaks are expected. But with the addition of one of the best pick and roll bigs of the league in Rudy Gobert, and the all-around scoring of Cat, Anthony Edwards, and Jaden McDaniels, D'Angelo Russell should be in for one of the biggest seasons thus far distributing the ball if his team can remain healthy and out of protocol. After last year's draftful playoff performance, I hope to see D'Lo come back this year stronger than ever, ready to redeem himself in next year's playoffs. Next up, we have Timberwolves small forward Jaden McDaniels. Though McDaniels got up to a shaky start, he got things together down the stretch, finishing the season averaging 9.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, and an assist for the Timberwolves last season. McDaniels, who was once the top-ranked player in his high school class and helmed the second coming of Kevin Durant, hasn't really displayed the offensive upside scouts thought the guard could one day produce. Yet. Good thing this won't pose any harm towards his current role on the offensive stacked Timberwolves lineup. McDaniels will play more of an off-ball scoring role while focusing more on what he does best on the NBA level, and that's play defense. We just need him to cool out on the fouls.
Just stop doing that.
McDaniels is a projected future all-defensive team talent. His combination of height, speed, and instincts pose a major threat for guards facing the Timberwolves on a night-in, night-out basis, and with more time and reps, he's only going to get better. Though on the stat sheet his night-in, night-out defensive effort can't be shown fully, the tape never lies. The man is out harassing some of the best offensive players in the league, continuously disrupting shots and possessions. His steal rate of 1.2% is ranked in the 42nd percentile, and his block rate of 1.5% is ranked in the 91st percentile. And the boy works. If you've been keeping up with Jamal Crawford's crossover Pro AM League this past summer, Jaden McDaniels looks to be hitting a new stride. The kid dropped 52 points on Paolo Banchero and Chet Holmgren, and if you've seen any of the footage, the boy is mixing anyone who comes between him and the basket. His handles and shot look to have both improved this summer, and if this is a sample of what we can expect to get this upcoming season, forwards around the league are in trouble. Next up, we have no other than Karl-Anthony Towns. You'll understand why this is in order of position in a second. Just bear with me.
2 seconds later.
Karl-Anthony Towns legit made me the most upset of any player in last year's playoffs with his performance. And I told myself I wouldn't let feelings get involved in these essays. But how are you 6'11", 248 pounds, and standing on the goddamn perimeter when you're supposed to be in the mother... My apologies. Back to the script. Last season, Karl-Anthony Towns in his 7th year in the NBA had what some may statistically say was a down year for the big guy. Through 74 games, he averaged 24.6 points, 9.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and the block and the steal, which were all technically down from the prior 2 seasons outside of the blocks and steals. But we also have to provide context and say that the 2 prior seasons that people refer to when speaking on this decline of Karl-Anthony Towns were both seasons where he did not play more than 50 games, so you can do what you want with that info. Last season, Karl-Anthony Towns' performance would be rewarded with his second third-team All-NBA selection, as well as his third All-Star selection, where he will also go on to win the 2022 NBA All-Star Weekend 3-point contest. In my opinion, Karl-Anthony Towns had a good regular season, and I do expect to see even more out of the big guy, who clearly has more room to grow, which only makes him even more terrifying for the future. The one aspect of Cat's game that annoyed me the most was his spotty rebounding on a night-in, night-out basis due to his love for the perimeter. But the Timberwolves front office looked to have quickly put an end to that conversation by making one of the best moves I didn't even think they could pull off by grabbing last year's rebounding and blocks leader Rudy Gobert to play alongside the big man in the front court. With Rudy Gobert in the paint, Karl-Anthony Towns can truly play a game the way he wants, and this may really get scary for opposing power forwards next season. With Rudy Gobert in the paint rebounding, this opens a whole new dimension for Karl-Anthony Towns and his offense. Outside of Kevin Durant, there aren't too many bigs who's as scary with the ball on the perimeter as Karl-Anthony Towns. The man is a problem. In his upcoming season with D'Angelo Russell healthy and running point, The pick and roll plus screen and fade combination from his two bigs, if worked right, can be borderline unstoppable. Last but not least of the Minnesota Timberwolves starting five, we have Anthony Edwards. Coming into his third year in the NBA, Anthony Edwards is clearly on the path to becoming a superstar in this league, and personally, he is one of my favorite players to watch. Last year, Ant went on to average 21.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists, which were all upgrades from the prior season. He would do this while also upgrading his shooting numbers from every distance, which ultimately led to an increase in efficient field goal percentage from 4.88 in his rookie year to .527 this past season, as well as his true shooting percentage from .523 as a rookie to .566 this past season. The kid made a vast improvement in his sophomore campaign across the board, going from an inefficient scorer in his rookie year to a player you cannot leave open any area of the floor. This growth in shooting numbers also will play a role in the creation of plays like these. Last season, Anthony Edwards showed on occasion after occasion after occasion that he is a force in this league, but the most notable will come against the Los Angeles Clippers in the first round of the play-in tournament, arguably the biggest game of the team's past season. In that game, Karl Anthony Towns will go on to have a performance that's candidate for the worst performance of his career, while Anthony Edwards, on the other hand, had one of the biggest games of his young career, leading his team to a win over the Clippers, posting a stat line of 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Coming into his third season in the NBA, Anthony Edwards is looking to take another step in development, and after comments like these, these are just one of many reasons I believe Anthony Edwards will finish the season one of the 3 finalists for Most Improved Player of the Year, which is placed at plus 1100 odds as of mid-September. With the development of this team's roster and the new additions added this past offseason, I see Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves having a good chance at finishing the season at the top of their division, which is set at plus 160 odds as of mid-September, as well as finishing the season with 50 plus wins, which is set at negative 105 odds. But these won't be easy tasks for this squad. If the Timberwolves can manage to remain healthy throughout the season, I see them finishing strong and coasting to the playoffs. And if this season goes the way I believe it's going to go, there may be a passing of the reins in Minnesota. In all seriousness, this team is loaded across the board. They are a candidate for top 5 front court in the league, as well as a candidate for top 10 backcourt, and that's being humble. The possibilities and range of different offenses they can run is insane due to the talent they have across the board. And don't even get me started on the defense. This team is going to pose a major threat for a lot of teams on a night-in, night-out basis.
No. He's got a point.
Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more sports and sports betting content. See you next time.
Feel like Black Jesus. Yeah.